everyone, this is Cassie Kai, and these are the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of September the 12th to September the 18th. If you want to find me for a more personal consultation, you can always reach me on my website www.cassiekai.com, where you will also get 3 minutes with your subscription and extra 3 minutes every month. Our deck for today is the Da Vinci Tarot, and it's inspired by the Italian Renaissance and the paintings of the great genius Leonardo da Vinci. This deck is the mini version of the deck, but you can find it with bigger cards if you prefer. If you want to check out last week's predictions, you can find them on the link above. But let's get on with the predictions of the week. For Aries, we had the Two of Wands and now it's the Three of Cups. The Two of Wands is a card of action, so last week must have been a busy week for you, and things that were blocked or stalled must have moved forward one way or another. The Two of Wands is also decisions that aren't always easy, so you probably had to make a choice between two different options, and maybe that caused some anxiety, some uncertainty. The Three of Cups this week indicates growth and positive vibes around you, and you should expect positive developments that will follow the decision you made last week. The Three of Cups is the card of friendship, and it's very beneficial when it comes to your friendships, your social life, and your connections in general. There will be a very pleasant and fun meeting this week, either with friends or with the person you are interested in, and that meeting will bring further growth in your connection. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they have friendly feelings that could develop into something more, but they are not there yet. However, their feelings are positive, they are getting stronger, and they want to get to know you better. Also, they have plans to meet you and to share some time with you, especially if you've been away from each other. For some of you, the Three of Cups shows a third person who is influencing the situation in your love life, and if that's the case, this week you will probably have a serious talk about the situation, and thinking about the energy of the Two of Wands that's still around you, you will even have to make a decision about that. This week you will celebrate something that started or happened between the 2nd and the 11th July, and you may come together with friends or relatives in a fun and positive union or reunion. Wednesday seems to be the most positive day of this week, and that's when you should expect the full manifestation of the energies of this card. The Three of Cups is Mercury in Cancer, and Mercury is associated with communications, short trips, the way we express our thoughts, and in Cancer you will be able to talk about your feelings and to share yourself more personally with others. Your moods and emotional expressions will be what shapes your reality and your experience this week. For Taurus, we had the Eight of Pentacles and now it's the Death. The Eight of Pentacles indicates that last week you must have worked on something to improve it, a relationship or a professional project, or even the quality of your life. The Eight of Pentacles indicates that people or situations from your past must have required your attention one way or another, and maybe you were thinking about how to proceed with a certain situation or relationship. You got the Death card this week, and nothing to worry about as this card does not show literal death, but it's a rather disruptive energy that shows an ending or a disruption, so perhaps there's something in your life that you feel has run its course and a big change is needed. One of the messages of this card is transformation, so you know there's something that needs to change in your life, but maybe there's fear that does not allow you to make the necessary changes. The Death is basically fear of the unknown, but there are things that are supposed to happen anyway, whether we fear them or not. They cannot be avoided. Under this energy, you will be asked to let go of something or someone so that new and fresh energy comes into your life. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, there are strong sexual feelings, and those feelings are in the process of transformation. That's why you will notice that within 2 weeks or so, the feelings of this person will change, and once they change, you won't be able to return to the place you were before. There might be an ultimatum that you will decide to give to someone, or someone else may give you an ultimatum, and the events of this week will have a fated flavor. The death is associated with Scorpio, and there might be a Scorpio sun or ascendant person in your life, and you may find that this person will require your attention, while in around 13 days from now there might be a pause or the end of a stage. Although this is a rather uncomfortable energy in most cases, it is important that you don't try to sustain false illusions that will only delay your happiness. For Gemini, we had the Seven of Cups and now it's the Sun. You've been under the energy of sevens for a few weeks now, and things must have been a little unstable and fluid in your life, but at the same time, if you remained open, you must have been able to see new possibilities, options and opportunities. Energies are getting really positive this week with the Sun, and you will feel that everything is possible and new. The life-giving energy of the Sun is constant, it's always there no matter what happens here on Earth, and this week you will be able to get to the heart of a matter and see a situation or a relationship very clearly. Things will finally make sense and you will know what to do and what you want. Things that were unclear and unknown in the previous weeks will now get clear. If you're wondering about the feelings of someone, there are warm feelings, sexual attraction, and if this person has been confused and confusing before, you will now see that they are getting more straightforward and honest with you. An older male, your father perhaps, will have a significant role to play this week in your life, or they may require your care and attention. If you're a parent, the same applies to your children, as this is a card associated with kids. For some of you, you will have to deal with someone who has a childlike or childish attitude, and this person will need your advice or guidance since their behavior often gets them in trouble. The Sun is associated with summer holidays and summer activities, so for some of you, this card foretells the beginning of holidays or a very pleasant break. The Sun is associated with Leo, so there might be a Leo Sun or ascendant person in your life, while the number 19 seems to be significant, so either something positive will happen on the 19th of this month, or in 19 days a significant development will occur. The Sun has a time frame of 12 months, and something that happened a year ago could now come to some sort of completion, or something will be revealed that will show you the truth of things that happened back then. Another possibility is that the project that you are starting these days will take around a year to be completed. For Cancer, we had the Six of Wands and now it's the King of Swords. The Six of Wands signals victory, so something must have happened last week and you felt successful and victorious. The Six of Wands is a strong, attractive energy and it usually pulls people together like a magnet. Now, the King of Swords brings a different vibe this week. The King of Swords is someone in your life who's an air sign or ascendant, and they are very logical, disciplined and honest. You will have a very enlightening talk with this person this week, as swords value communication, and people represented by swords want to know where they stand in any type of situation, and they are also willing to give answers and explanations, if that's what you want from them. So if you have some difficult questions to ask someone, this will be a good week to have an honest talk with them and decide where you want your relationship to go. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they are a little cautious at the moment, especially when it comes to romance and personal relationships. That happens for many reasons. They must have had some difficult experiences in the past, and that does not allow them to open up at this stage, but there are also trust issues. They need time to trust and share with another person. At this moment, they are using their conscious mind for guidance and for decisions, not their heart, so you may feel that they are being distant or cold, or they are not very romantic or loving. There will be a situation you can win this week. Think about last week's Six of Wands, the card of victory, but only if you use a sharp intellect and apply it to the current situation. If you are dealing with legal matters, the presence of this king gives a promise of success and an outcome that will be in your favor. There will be important messages and communications related to professional or personal matters. The King of Swords is someone who's not going to be controlled or manipulated, and in fact he can easily sense manipulation, and he will get very stubborn and very unpleasant if he feels that someone is trying to control him. This week someone will make a decision that will be both fair and insightful, so if you are facing a dilemma and you are looking for guidance and advice, there will be someone who will help you with your decision. For Leo we had the Seven of Swords and now it's the Eight of Wands. The Seven of Swords you got last week must have shown you that things were not as they appeared to be in one of your relationships or in a professional situation, and maybe that got you thinking about how to proceed and what action to take. But at the same time, the energy of the Seven of Swords makes you think outside the box, so perhaps you managed to find alternative or unusual solutions to a problem. I must say that both cards show fast energies. The Seven of Swords is an air card, while the Eight of Wands is a fire card, so developments this week will be fast and unexpected. The Eight of Wands often manifests as surprises, and it is often associated with traveling too. So there might be an unexpected arrival or departure, or you may decide to travel without prior planning. You will set a very specific goal this week, and a sudden burst of energy will come to you in the form of a solution, and that too may be unexpected. Suddenly everything will get clear, and whatever happens this week will propel you forward. This isn't a week to procrastinate or hold back, this is a week to take action. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they feel very intensely about you, and attraction and sexual desire are very strong. They will take action on their feelings this week, and they will show you that they are interested, and perhaps they will do that in a way that's quite unexpected or unpredictable. If you are not in a relationship, the Eight of Wands often means that you will meet someone that will sweep you off your feet. The Eight of Wands is Mercury in Sagittarius, and that means this week you will make plans and you will talk about your dreams, your visions, the goals you want to achieve in your life. Your intellect will be strong, and so will be your understanding. Your eyes will be set on your future this week, and you will be open to learning and growing. There will be a light and very pleasant situation with someone you are interested in this week. However, you may also feel a strong need for independence, especially if you've felt that someone is not being honest with you. If that's the case, you may decide to detach yourself from a situation, and that's actually what you should do if you feel that someone is not respecting you. The end of the week seems to hold the strongest energy, but it's also Tuesday, the day of Mercury, that can be important too. For Virgo we had the Ace of Cups, and now it's the Four of Cups. The Ace of Cups is a new door opening, an opportunity that can bring much needed fresh energy into your life, and perhaps something happened last week, an offer came your way, an opportunity that felt very promising. However, now the vibe is changing, because although you must have felt enthusiastic and excited about that new thing, you're now starting to see it with different eyes, to have second thoughts, as the Four of Cups shows some dissatisfaction or boredom. So something that appeared to be promising before now is making you feel bored or uninterested, and maybe you will decide not to grab that opportunity after all. Also, this week your moods may change. The Four of Cups is Moon in Cancer, and the Moon is the ruler of Cancer, so it's in its natural home, so to speak, and there might be some moodiness and some despondency. After the exciting energy of the Ace, this week you will take time out to reflect on what is passing. You may even feel the need to disappear for a few days, and that's okay, as there are many things that you have to do and decide in the coming weeks, so you do need time to relax and meditate, as things will start getting too intense soon. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they are very much affected by their moods, and there are big mood swings. You will find that at times they are nice and loving, and then they disappear and they become cold and aloof. If they continue doing the same thing, you will eventually reject them and you will walk away, since the Four of Cups always has an element of rejection in it. Thursday seems to be the important day of this week, while in 4 weeks from now there will be some sort of completion or help that will come your way, help that you should accept. Under the energy of the Four of Cups, it's possible that there is an opportunity around you, but you don't see it because you are apathetic or bored, so make sure that you don't miss it just because you are in a bad mood. For Libra, we had the Wheel of Fortune and now it's the Page of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune often manifests as fated events, as things that are meant to happen, so perhaps you experienced something that had a fated feel to it, a meaningful coincidence, an unexpected meeting, or a sign that you felt was sent by Spirit itself. There must have been a shift or a change of energies, and things started moving in new and maybe unexpected directions. This week, the Page of Cups will bring a breath of fresh air into your life, as there will be a new approach to a situation or an arrival that will make you feel really good. And you will receive good news, especially when it comes to personal and romantic relationships, so the shift that happened last week, even if for some of you could have felt difficult or outright negative, will manifest some unexpectedly positive results. You will receive a romantic gift, an offer or an invitation that will change the dynamics and will put a relationship on a new basis. Or if you have just started seeing someone new, things will develop smoothly and you will feel that you are getting closer together. One of the things you should be aware of is that you and that person may be in different levels of maturity. Maybe they are much younger than you, or they are just less emotionally mature than you are. For that reason, you may notice that their need to get your attention is strong, and they will use different ways to do that, even by causing drama. And if that's the case, this week you may have to decide whether you want to participate in such games or not. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they are feeling attracted to you, they like you, they want to get to know you better. If it's something you just met, they will even make a move, a gesture, to show you they feel drawn to you, and you may receive a very interesting love message. The beginning of this week will have a lot of emotional energy, and it's Monday and Tuesday that will be the days you will experience the vibe of this page the most. For Scorpio, we had the Knight of Wands, and now it's the Three of Swords. Under the energy of the Knight of Wands, you must have felt very active and ready to get things done, even impatient. So if things in your life have been slow and you weren't seeing the results you were hoping for, you must have felt impatient and frustrated. The Knight of Wands can be a person who's a fire sign or ascendant, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, and they can often be unpredictable, doing things that catch you by surprise. The Three of Swords you got this week is a card of separation, temporary separation in my experience, so maybe some of you will decide to take distance from someone or something, or you will even decide to end a relationship. But the Three of Swords is rarely a final ending. It's usually a pause or a break, either to take some distance and reflect on things, or your partner may use a breakup as a means to an end. And what I mean by that is that some people do that in order to manipulate a relationship by setting their own terms. So someone may threaten with a breakup or a divorce in order to intimidate you and get control of the relationship. Now, whether that's a healthy thing or not, it's up to you to decide, and depends on the nature and the conditions of your relationship. In any case, this week you will have to take a good look at the relationship, which can be professional too, not necessarily personal, and see whether you are on the same wavelength with your partner and if you want to continue with them. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they are feeling sad and disappointed because there's a struggle between their heart and their mind. For some of you, there might be a third person interfering with your relationship, and that makes things very complicated. The Three of Swords is Saturn in Libra, and Saturn manifests as restrictions and boundaries, and the message here is that you should draw those boundaries in order to prevent any more hurt or pain. Wednesday seems to be the strong day of this week, while the time period between 3 and 12 October seems to have a particular importance. For Sagittarius, we had the Seven of Pentacles and now it's the Hierophant. The Seven of Pentacles represents a long wait, a wait that must have tested your patience and must have generated a lot of doubts and uncertainty. You had made efforts, but you haven't managed to see the fruits of your labor yet. So maybe last week was slow with a lot of delays and obstacles, communication must have been slow, and maybe you felt stuck as if nothing was happening. This week with the Hierophant, you will come to an agreement with someone, or you will make something official. In professional situations, this can manifest as you accepting a job offer in a big company or a big organization, or you're about to start a school, a course, or university, as the Hierophant is associated with education. But in personal relationships, the Hierophant is often the next level, when a relationship is getting more official. For instance, it could mean that you are making a relationship known to others, while it was a secret before, or you decide to move in with your partner, to get married, or to get engaged. So you are headed towards a culmination in the end of the stage. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they have strong feelings, and there is deep love that cannot break easily. However, the Hierophant is against unconventional relationships, so if you know that your relationship cannot work out within the realm of societal standards for one reason or another, then you are dealing with someone who, although they may have feelings for you, it's unlikely they will act on those feelings, as they don't want to compromise their social position or someone they have and they don't want to lose. The message of this card is that you cannot skip lessons, so if you feel there's something you need to know, something you need to learn from a relationship, try to stick to the facts and trust the deeper truth that your higher self is showing you. The Hierophant often represents someone who's Taurus, Sun or Ascendant, and that person will play a significant role in your life this week. And since Taurus is ruled by Venus, Friday, the day of Venus, will be the strong day of this week. For Capricorn, we had the Judgment, and now it's the Nine of Wands. The Judgment is a card of cause and effect, and maybe you experienced the results or consequences of decisions you made in the past, but the Judgment is also an opportunity to lay to rest ghosts of the past, so to speak, and to allow yourself to make new beginning. Now, that must have come with certain realizations, and the Knight of Wands this week indicates that you may feel burdened by the weight of the knowledge and the clarity you got from acknowledging the issues that cause you trouble. This week you will empower yourself and you will defend your points of view, which means there will be someone who may attack you in some way, verbally or emotionally, and the best course of action is to stand your ground. You are probably going to have a long conversation and there might be a lot of tension in the air. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they are feeling wary or defensive, which means that a lot has happened between you and you are both exhausted from tension and arguments. They are guarded because they anticipate drama around your connection and they are trying not to get hurt or not to get themselves in trouble. The Nine of Wands is the moon in Sagittarius, and that means there will be a tendency to take risks based on instincts, and your instincts will probably tell you to go for freedom. That's why you will want to break free from restricting situations, and you will be open now to pursue new experience and expansion. Although there will undoubtedly be some tension this week, the Nine of Wands is a fire card, and interestingly enough, you will feel more optimistic and your thoughts will be future-oriented. So you may even decide to cut cords with a situation that does not serve you anymore. Nines represent the final stages, and within 9-10 days you will experience a change in a situation that it's now weighing heavy on your shoulders. For Aquarius, we had the Strength, and now it's the Queen of Pentacles. The strength you got last week must have given you great power, determination and discipline, so whatever happened last week must have shown you that you do have the power to shape things in your life in a way that's positive and satisfying. Especially if you protect yourself and you draw some boundaries where boundaries are needed. The Strength is about having a calm and compassionate demeanor, and you must have been the catalyst that made a challenging relationship improve. Now the Queen of Pentacles puts your attention on practical matters and material issues. Your career or finances may require some adjustments this week, or you will have to manage your resources or your social life in a way that's more balanced. The Queen of Pentacles is usually an Earth, Sun or Ascendant person in your life, Virgo, Taurus or Capricorn, who's grounded and realistic, maybe not as romantic as you'd like them to be, but they are reliable and trustworthy, and together you will make plans to get something done. Now, if you find that this person is being rigid or stubborn, you should remind yourself of the energy of last week's strength and try not to mirror them. Try to do things in a way that resolves conflict without fighting fire with fire. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they care about you, but they are rather slow and passive. They don't act on their feelings, and that's because they want to be certain that they are making the right decision, and they won't go ahead with a relationship if they don't feel safe and secure first. For some of you, the Queen of Pentacles means that the person you are interested in has some family or practical issues to resolve before they are ready to start a relationship with you, and the process appears to be a slow one. They need to make sure that their needs are met no matter what. So you will have to decide how much energy you want to put into this connection. This week you will be asked to ground your expectations of a potential partner or relationship. This is a good time to think about what you really need from a partner, not necessarily what you want. For Pisces, we had the Hierophant and now it's the Devil. Now that's an interesting combination. The Hierophant with the Devil is as if you have an angel on the one shoulder and a devil on the other, both telling you what to do. And as you can imagine, their narrative and their advice is completely different. The Hierophant you got last week must have urged you to do what is right, what's moral, and what's conventional. Now the Devil this week will tempt you towards the dark side, so to speak, so you may decide to do things in a way that will get you wrestling with temptation. For instance, last week you decided to cut cords with a certain person because you knew that was the right thing to do, but this week something will happen and you will feel a strong push and pull between your impulses, and it's possible that you will fall into old patterns of behavior. The Devil represents addictions, obsessions, attachments that aren't always healthy, so this week you may find yourself feeling attached or attracted to someone you know you shouldn't, or you may find yourself repeating a situation that you know is unhealthy and draining. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they have strong sexual feelings for you and they feel a strong emotional attachment to you. They can't get you out of their head. However, they are probably more attached to how you look or what you have. Don't forget that the Devil is materialistic and they can't see anything else clearly. The Devil often represents a person in your life who's Capricorn Sun or Ascendant, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, whose day is Saturday. So Saturday will probably be the day when you will experience all those energies more strongly. It also points to events that will happen between the 21st December and the 20th January, events that will probably be related to money, material things, or a big ambition that will likely manifest around that time. So these were the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of September the 12th to September the 18th. I hope you find them helpful and I will see you next week. I wish you a happy and productive week.